You are now tuned into Then Radio. If you enjoy our videos, we ask that you consider joining our Patreon to support our channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you never miss a new video. We hope you enjoyed today's episode, and as always, thank you for watching.
The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, the original and immortal stories of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, dramatized anew, with Sir Ralph Richardson as Dr. Watson and Sir John Gielgud in the role of Sherlock Holmes.
Watson, he's dying. It's Mr. Holmes, sir. He won't last through another day. What shall I do, Doctor? Oh, heaven help him. Mr. Holmes is dying.
I'll never forget that terrible November day in '89. I was in practice in Paddington, and Mrs. Hudson, our old Baker Street landlady, somehow made her way to my rooms through the fog with that dreadful message. I was horrified. I'd heard nothing of Sherlock Holmes' illness. I'd seen little enough of the man himself for some time, knowing that he was engaged in a very complex case somewhere. But I need hardly say that when I'd calmed Mrs. Hudson as best I could, I snatched my coat and hat, and I rushed out with her to a hansom.
Doctor, we're going so slow.
Great heavens, man, can't you go faster? I'm a doctor. A man's life depends on it.
Not a hope, sir. Not in this fog. Can't hardly see a yard.
Careful, careful, man.
Sorry. Can't have it always. Nearly went into that dray, I did. Blind hurry.
Or do what you can. Try the side streets.
No lights in them, Governor. What number was it you said in Baker Street?
221B, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
Is it him that's dying?
It is. Hurry, man. You'll have double fare.
That's different, sir. I don't mean the fare, but if it's Mr. Sherlock Holmes, it's different, I mean. Get up there, my beauty.
Oh, Mrs. Hudson, I really must beg you. The thing's worrying enough without tears.
Oh, I can't help it, Doctor, honest. I'm that upset. He's been so good to me always.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry. How long has he been like this, so ill?
3 days it's been. Sinking fast, sir. Oh, it's pitiful to see him lying there.
But why on earth didn't you tell me before? At least you could have got some kind of medical help for him.
Let me. You know how masterful he is. I couldn't bear it any more when I saw him lying there this afternoon. Them bones sticking out of his face and his great bright eyes staring at me. Oh, he'll never get out of his bed again, Doctor.
Oh, pray heaven I can do something to prevent that, Mrs. Hudson.
I told him I wouldn't bide another minute, and I was going to fetch a doctor with his leave or without, I said. And he said, let it be Dr. Watson, then he said. So I come, sir.
Thank heaven. What's he been doing lately? Do you know?
Oh, I never do, sir. But he did say something about a case down at Rotherhithe.
The river and this fog. He's picked up some infection.
Up, my beauty. We've nearly done it, sir. There's 221B Baker Street.
Heaven bless you. Now, take this sovereign, Mrs. Hudson, and do you settle with the driver while I run straight upstairs.
Very good, sir.
Here we are, sir. Well, me old beauty. This is it, sir. Well, now, my beauty.
Holmes. Great heavens. Holmes.
Well, Watson, back to the old haunt again, I see. You never could escape from Baker Street for long. But we've fallen on evil days, you see.
My dear fellow.
No, Watson, keep back. Come one step nearer. I shall order you out of the house.
But you're sick to death, Holmes. I'm a doctor.
Do what I say, Watson. Stay where you are.
You're in a fever. Mrs. Hudson was right. I've never seen such a brightness in man's eyes.
Yes, and this foul crust on my lips. And my bones almost breaking through the skin. Oh, don't think I haven't seen it, Watson. Don't think I haven't kept staring into the mirror these last 3 days. Just waiting.
Waiting?
For confirmation. What I've suspected from the start.
Well, now, let me...
No, don't be angry with me, Watson. You're a good fellow, but it's for your own sake, and you must keep your distance. Don't come near me.
My sake? Holmes, you're delirious.
Am I? But I know, you see. I know what's the matter. It's a coolie disease from Sumatra, Watson. The Dutch know more about it than we do, but even they've hardly made much of it. It's deadly and horribly contagious.
Good heavens, Holmes. Do you suppose that'd hinder me? It's my job, man. I'd go near a stranger in such circumstances, let alone an old friend.
Stay where you are, I say. Do I have to ask again? Sit there and I'll go on talking. Otherwise, you'll have to leave me alone to die in peace.
Now, Holmes, I warn you. You can be master elsewhere, but at least I'm master in the sick room. Now, I'm going to examine your symptoms and treat you for them.
Now then, very well, Watson, I must say it. If I am to have a doctor, I must at least have a man in whom I've some confidence.
You've none in me, then?
Oh, in your friendship, of course. We've been through so much together. I know your worth, man, but... Well, facts are facts. And your experience is very limited. And your qualifications rather mediocre, Watson.
I see.
Do you think I wanted to say that, old friend? I hated to do it, but I had to. Forgive me.
Yes, of course. But if you've no confidence in me after all we've been to each other, I won't intrude my services for a moment.
Oh, Watson.
Yes, but at least you'll permit me to bring someone else, then. I can't sit here and watch you die, even if you have hurt me so abominably. Now, let me bring Penrose Fisher, any of the best men in London.
You mean so well, Watson. You always did. Do you want me to demonstrate your ignorance? What do you know of Tapanuli fever? What do you know of the Black Formosa corruption?
I admit I've never heard of either of them.
You see, there's so many problems of disease in the East, Watson. I've learned so much lately. That's how I became infected. Yeah, it was a case among some coolies at the docks. You can't do anything.
I can. I've suddenly remembered. Aintree's in London. He's the greatest living authority on tropical disease. I'm going to fetch him, Holmes, this instant.
Watson! Stay where you are. I'm not dead yet, and you won't pass this door while I've strength to stand up in front of it.
Great heavens, Holmes.
There, you see. It's locked, and you won't get this key from me by force, Watson. I've got you, my friend.
Holmes, this is insanity.
Is it? Those are the final symptoms, I believe. Stand over there a little. Yes, there by the table. Let me pass round you to get back to bed. Oh, Lord, the pain.
At least, let me give you some water.
I daren't. I can reach it if I want it. You shall have your way, Watson, if you'll just have patience. Only give me a moment to get my strength.
I seem to have no choice.
I'll let you go, Watson. Yes. In a quarter of an hour, I'll let you go. But you'll seek help only from the man I choose. Is that clear?
As long as I can bring someone.
Yeah, you shall, I promise. There's only one thing. Just one thing, old friend.
Well, what is it? I'll do anything.
Have you any change in your pocket?
Change? Well, I think so, yes.
Any silver?
Yes, a good deal.
How many half-crowns?
Half-crowns?
Yeah, quickly, count them, Watson.
Why, 5.
Too few, too few.
Too few? Too few for what?
But we must do what we can. Quickly. Put them all into your watch pocket, Watson. And all the rest of your money in your left trouser pocket. Thank you. It'll balance you so much better, do you see?
Delirium. Oh, Holmes.
Light the gas now, will you? I'll let you move to light the gas, Watson, but you must be careful. Not for one instant must it be more than half on. I implore you, Watson. Otherwise the balance of your silver will be altered again. Thank you. Thank you. Well, now there's nothing to do but wait. What are you doing, man?
Nothing. I'm just putting the matches back on the table. Hello. What a curious little ivory box.
Put it down, Watson! This instant, you hear?
My dear Holmes.
I hate to have my things touched. You know that? Oh, you fidget me beyond endurance. You, a doctor, you're enough to drive a patient to an asylum. You'll find the sugar tongs on the mantelpiece.
Sugar tongs?
So lift the box, man. Yes, that little ivory box. Set it closer to me here, where I can watch it. So, you see, it might be full of oysters.
Oysters?
Yeah, of course, they're so prolific, Watson. They're everywhere. Yeah, but I think you wanted to go now that your silver balance is...
Anywhere to get help for you.
Yeah.
I can't bear to see you like this, Holmes.
Very well. It's time now. You can go and fetch Mr. Culverton Smith to me, number 13 Lower Burke Street.
Culverton Smith? I've never heard the name.
No doubt. It may surprise you that the one man on earth who really knows about this disease isn't a medical man at all, but a planter. He's a well-known resident of Sumatra, home on leave.
I'll go at once if you'll give me the key.
Yes, stay there. I'll throw it onto the table. Oh, there's only one thing more, Watson. One more.
What is it?
You may have to plead with him to come.
To plead?
Yes, there's no good feeling between us. His nephew, a young fellow called Victor Savage, he died recently. I'd suspected foul play, and I let Culverton Smith see that I suspected, so that the fellow has a grudge against. But you'll beg him, Watson, implore him, get him here by any means. He's the only man in all the world who can save me.
I'll bring him if I have to carry him.
Nothing of the sort. Persuade him to come, but come back yourself first. Yes, make any excuse so as to reach me before he does. You won't fail me, Watson.
I never did, I think.
No. Oh, bless you, Watson, never. Here's the key. 13 Lower Burke Street, Culverton Smith. Yeah, you and I, Watson, have done our part. But the world might still be overrun by oysters. All our gaslit, foggy, wondrous world.
So, with a heavy heart, shocked at the wreck of that magnificent intellect, I left him babbling like a foolish child. The fog had lifted a little, but progress through the gas-lit streets was still delayed. I found my destination at last, 13 Lower Burke Street. And feeling desperate, I forced my way in past the manservant who opened the door. I found myself in a dark hall, confronting the figure of a man, very small and twisted in the shoulders and back, but with a skull of enormous capacity and a face coarse-grained and strangely yellow. Mr. Culverton Smith. Mr. Culverton Smith.
What is the meaning of this intrusion?
I'm sorry, but the matter simply can't be delayed. My friend, Mr. Sherlock Holmes...
What? Holmes? You've come from Sherlock Holmes?
This instant. My name's Watson.
What about Holmes? How is he?
Desperately ill. That's why I've come.
So? I'm sorry to hear it. Do sit down, Mr. Watson.
Doctor.
Indeed. A professional in my own amateur line, then? And Mr. Holmes has his enemies, too. In crime, of course, where ours are among the microbes.
It was on account of your special knowledge that Mr. Holmes wanted to see you, Mr. Smith. He's a high opinion of your skill in Eastern diseases.
Indeed. I'll confess the subject is a particular hobby of mine. But, why did Mr. Sherlock Holmes fancy this disease of his was Eastern?
He's been working on a case among some Chinese sailors down by the docks.
Ah, that's it, is it? Well, we must trust that the matter isn't as grave as you suppose. How long has he been ill?
3 days.
Is he delirious?
I'm afraid so, quite severely.
It sounds serious enough, then. I'll come with you at once.
Oh, thank you, but I'm afraid I've another appointment, Mr. Smith. You'll find the street door ajar. His landlady may not be back. Now, I must hurry, Mr. Smith.
Oh, very well. I'll go alone, then. I know Mr. Holmes' address. You can rely on my being there within half an hour.
Thank you.
Good
Thank you.
evening,
Good
Dr.
evening.
Watson.
Good evening.
A very good evening to you, sir.
Who's that?
All right.
Oh, Watson, that's good. Did you see him?
Yes, he's coming.
Admirable. You're the best of messengers, my dear Watson.
He wanted to come back with me.
Ah, that would never have done, Watson, would it?
But why?
Well, he asked what was wrong with me, of course.
Well, I told him about the Chinese in the East End.
Exactly. You've done all that a good friend could. I'm very much obliged. Well, now you must disappear from the scene entirely.
I must wait and hear his opinion, Holmes. You can't deny me that.
Oh, yes, of course you must. I wouldn't dream of depriving you of it, but he's such a curious fellow, Watson. I've reason to believe his opinion will be more valuable if he thinks that he and I are quite alone. I believe there's just room for you here. Here, behind the head of my bed, I think.
My dear Holmes.
Yes, there's no alternative, man. The old room doesn't lend it so much to concealment, does it? Quick, Watson, if you love me. Do you hear what I say? But there's a cab drawing up.
What? I must say, Holmes, that if it weren't
For heaven's sake, quick, keep quiet. Don't speak. Don't move, whatever happens. Just listen, Watson. Listen with all your ears.
Well, if you say so, but this is really hardly dignified.
He's coming, man. Quiet now.
Holmes. Holmes. Can't you hear me, Holmes?
Smith, is that you? Oh, thank heaven. I hardly dared to hope you'd come.
I should imagine not, indeed. And yet, I did, you see. Coals of fire, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
Yes, it's very good of you, very noble of you. I appreciate your special knowledge.
You do, eh? Fortunately, you're the only man in London who does. Do you know what's the matter with you?
Yes, the same. I recognize the symptoms.
I shouldn't be surprised. And a bad lookout for you, if it is, eh, Holmes? Poor Victor was a dead man on the 4th day.
I knew you did it, Smith.
Oh, you did you? Only you couldn't prove it. So you spread your rotten reports about me, and then you come crawling when you're in trouble yourself. What sort of game is that for the great Sherlock Holmes to play?
Let bygones be bygones, Smith. I'll forget it all. Only cure me and I'll forget it all.
Forget? What?
About Victor Savage's death. You're as good as admitted just now that you've done it. I'll forget it.
Can't you remember any unusual incident about the time your symptoms began?
Nothing. I'm too ill
Holmes, didn't anything come by post, for instance? A box, by chance?
Smith, in mercy's name.
Holmes, you must hear me. An ivory box. It came on Wednesday.
Yes.
You opened it. Do you remember?
Yes, there was a sharp spring inside it. Some kind of joke.
A joke? It wasn't any joke, as you'll find out to your cost.
I remember the spring. It drew blood. That box there on the table.
Ah, the very one, by George. And it may as well leave the room in my pocket. There goes your last shred of evidence, Sherlock Holmes. But you have the truth at last, and you can die with the knowledge that I killed you. You knew too much about how Victor Savage died, so I sent you to join him. I think I'll sit here and watch you go. You haven't long now.
The gas. Turn up the gas, Smith. Please.
Oh. The shadows begin to fall, do they? Very well. The gas, eh? All the better to see you by. Is there any other little service that I can do for you, my friend?
Yes, if you'd be so good. Just give me your hand. Your hand. Your hand. Ah, thank you.
What's the meaning of this?
I wouldn't struggle if I were you, Mr. Culverton Smith. These handcuffs are quite strong enough to hold you.
You can stand.
Ah, my pipe.
You're perfectly well.
The best way of acting a part, of course, is to be it, Smith. I give you my word that for the last 3 days I've tasted neither food nor drink, but really it's the lack of tobacco that I found most irksome.
Holmes, I'll murder you.
You almost did, my friend. But wait, there's someone coming in I think who'll be delighted to make your acquaintance. Ah, good evening, Inspector Morton. There's your man.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes. We've been waiting in the street as you told us to in your message.
Yeah, and cold enough, too, I'd fancy, on a night like this. To save a poor invalid trouble, Inspector, Mr. Smith was so very good as to give you our signal himself by turning up the gas.
Before heaven, this is an outrage. I'll not stand for such a trick.
One trick's as good as another, Mr. Smith. Inspector Morton is from the yard, and the sergeant, well, you better hold out your hands and go quietly.
Come, sir. I arrest you on the charge of the murder of one Victor Savage.
And the attempted murder of one Sherlock Holmes. Oh, by the way, Morton, the prisoner, has a small box in his left-hand coat pocket, which I think it'd be just as well to remove.
Yes,
but handle it gingerly, if you please. Let me pass you the sugar tongs. There, that's it. Yeah, here, on the table. Thank you so much.
A nice trap, Holmes. Or so you fancy. But you've no witness. And whatever was said in this room was only between ourselves. And my word is just as good as yours.
Archie!
Oh, I beg your pardon.
Good heavens! My dear Watson, where are you? Bless you. Oh, yes, behind the bed. I owe you 1,000 apologies.
So I should think, Holmes, I've never been so uncomfortable in all my life.
Oh, my poor dear fellow. I need hardly introduce you to Mr. Culverton Smith, who I am sure will now accept his defeat most gracefully, now that he sees that you were witness to his confession.
Your servant, Mr. Smith.
Confound you, Sherlock Holmes.
Thank you. Take him away, Inspector. We can make all formal arrangements later. In the meantime, Watson, perhaps you'd be good enough to pour me out a glass of brandy.
Well, take his other arm, Sergeant. Much obliged to you, Mr. Holmes. You've done it again. Good night, sir. And Dr. Watson.
Good night, Morton.
Good night.
After you, Mr. Smith.
Well, there you are then, Holmes. Here's your brandy.
Thank you.
And I should prescribe a couple of biscuits for an empty stomach, I think.
Oh, thank you. I never needed this more.
I never forgive you, Holmes. You know that, of course.
Oh, come, Watson.
No, never.
It was essential now to convince Mrs. Hudson that I was a dying man, so that she could convince you, and you could convince our friend Mr. Culverton Smith.
Yes, but you should have
Oh,
told
you
me.
won't be offended, Watson. It was really a compliment, you know.
Compliment?
Well, among your many talents, dissimulation finds no place, old friend. And you could never have impressed Smith with the urgency of it all if you hadn't really believed it yourself.
But your whole appearance, your ghastly face, and those eyes.
3 days of absolute fast hardly improve one's beauty, Watson. And for the rest, well, a smear of Vaseline on the forehead, a little belladonna in the eyes, a touch of rouge on the cheekbones, and these crusts of beeswax around the lips. A very satisfying effect may be produced, I think. Malingering is a subject I've often thought of for a monograph.
Yeah. And a little occasional talk about half-crowns or oysters, for instance, and behold, a case of tragic delirium.
Exactly.
Yes, but why did you never let me near you if there wasn't any infection after all? Now, that was the unkindest cut, Holmes, it truly was. You said you'd no confidence in me.
Too much, my dear Watson.
What?
Well, do you imagine I'd have no respect for your medical ability? Could I imagine for a moment that your astute judgment would pass a dying man who had no rise of pulse or temperature? My dear fellow.
Huh? Well, if you put it that way...
Of course I do. How else? At 4 yards I could deceive you, not a foot nearer. And who then would have brought Mr. Smith within my grasp?
Ah, yes. Yes, but the little box, eh? That harmless-looking little ivory box. What of that?
No, Watson, don't touch it, not even now. Can't you see the way the little sharp infected spring shoots out like a viper's tooth when you look down at it sideways? He killed his nephew with that device. The boy stood between Smith and his inheritance. He died horribly.
Oh, still, I find it hard to forgive you, you know. You worried Mrs. Hudson and me inconscionably.
Ah, poor Mrs. Hudson, I'll make it up to her. But you must admit it was the work of a true artist. You must permit me my methods. Watson, you of all people. Holmes. Come, let me soothe your savage breast. And then, perhaps when I've dressed, something solid and nutritious at that little chop house of ours in the Strand would not, I fancy, be out of place. I confess that dying is quite one of the hungriest hobbies I've ever taken up.
The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, the original and immortal stories of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, dramatized anew, with Sir Ralph Richardson as Dr. Watson and Sir John Gielgud in the role of Sherlock Holmes.
Hello. What's this? What's this, Watson?
Someone in quite a remarkable state of agitation, Holmes. And whoever it is not even waited for Mrs. Hudson's good offices.
A man from his step. A young one from his energy.
And a strong one from his tug on the bell pull.
Mr. Holmes, I'm nearly mad.
Do sit down, won't you?
Mr. Holmes, I am the unhappy John Hector MacFarlane.
Pray have a cigarette, Mr. MacFarlane.
Oh, you mustn't blame me. I'm nearly mad, I tell you.
I blame you for nothing. But if you don't sit down and compose yourself, I can't possibly listen to you. Well?
I'm sorry. Yes, of course. But if you only knew...
When you are fully composed, you must tell us very slowly and quietly who you are and what it is you want. You mentioned your name as if I should recognize it. But I assure you I know nothing whatever about you, beyond the obvious facts that you're a bachelor, a solicitor, and a Freemason.
Mr. Holmes, how on earth...
Oh, you mustn't mind him, Mr. MacFarlane. It looks like a conjuring trick, but it's really quite simple. Well, he deduced the first fact from the general untidiness of your tie, if I may say so, and the second from the sheaf of legal papers sticking out of your pocket there, and the third from the charm on your watch chain.
Upon my soul, Watson, you improve. You do indeed.
Well, thank you, Holmes. And now I fancy Mr. MacFarlane's calm enough to tell us his story coherently.
Mr. Holmes, I'm everything you said, and in addition, I'm the most unfortunate man in London. I'm calm enough now, but I had to know you'd be working for me. And it's just that I had to get here before they did.
Oh, and who are they, Mr. MacFarlane?
The police. They're on their way to arrest me.
The police. This is really most gratifying. Quite interesting. On what charge, may I ask?
Of murdering Mr. Jonas Oldacre of Lower Norwood.
Dear me.
Look there, Mr. Holmes, there, at that newspaper. Look at that headline.
Yes, Watson. Pray look at this. The second page, as I recall, it runs, mysterious affair at Lower Norwood, disappearance of well-known builder, murder and arson.
Yes, and here you see, below...
A clue to the criminal, the mysterious Mr. MacFarlane.
That's the clue they're following now. A man was after me at London Bridge Station. What's that? Who is it, Mr. Holmes?
We must wait and see. Of course, you understand, Mr. MacFarlane, that I don't necessarily accept your case.
Oh, Mr. Holmes,
Still, I'll
you.
listen at least. And if you...
John Hector MacFarlane, I arrest you for the willful murder of Mr. Jonas Oldacre of Lower Norwood.
Good morning, Inspector. Do come in, won't you?
That's all very well, Dr. Watson. But I've been following this young man, Mr. Holmes, and I want him.
A quarter of an hour, more or less, can make no difference to you, Lestrade. This gentleman was about to give us his account of the affair. Perhaps I might help to clear it up.
I don't think I shall have any difficulty in clearing it up, Mr. Holmes. Still...
Oh, it's a warm day, Lestrade, is it not? And you've been making such haste. You'll find refreshments on the table over there. I think I may say I've done you one or two good turns in my time at the yard, Lestrade. So just let me have my quarter of an hour, will you?
Well, it's true enough. It's difficult to refuse you, Mr. Holmes. But I'm bound to remain with my prisoner, of course, and I'm bound to warn him that anything he says may appear in evidence.
I don't want anything better, sir. Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Not at all. Thank you, Lestrade. Now, Watson. Watson.
Huh?
There's really no need for you to be learning the entire newspaper by heart.
Oh, speaking to me, Holmes, oh, no, this is really quite interesting.
Come, Watson. The facts. The facts. The facts.
And so I summarized the facts. It appeared that the night before, at about 12 o'clock, there had been a sudden alarm of fire at the house of Mr. Jonas Oldacre, a wealthy builder of Lower Norwood. The fire had started in a small timber yard behind the house, where some stacks of wood were stored. It was brought under control by the fire brigade without any trouble, but among the ashes, some charred remains were found. Mr. Oldacre himself was missing, and in his room, the safe had plainly been burgled, and there were signs of a struggle with some blood. It was known that the builder had had a late visitor the night before, none other than young MacFarlane. And among the litter of papers round the safe, a heavy oaken stick had been found, also smeared with blood, which had been identified as his. It seemed clear that murder had been done, and the body dragged to the wood stack for disposal.
Why, what could be more natural, Mr. Holmes? I got on this young man's trail at once.
And arrived to arrest him in our humble chambers. Well, well, the case certainly has some points of interest, Watson.
I swear I didn't do it, Mr. Holmes.
Yes, yes, quite so, Mr. MacFarlane. But let us take the facts first. It's true, I suppose, that you did visit Mr. Oldacre last night.
I did. I won't keep anything back, Mr. Holmes.
You better not, young man.
You knew him well, I take it.
I didn't know him at all.
What?
At least I knew of him, but I'd never met him. He was a friend of my parents long ago, but they had drifted apart. I only knew the name.
And how did you come to visit him then?
He suddenly walked into my office in the city yesterday and introduced himself. I've a place near London Bridge, you know. He said he had some business for me to do, and he handed me some sheets of paper. Here they are, Mr. Holmes.
The draft of a will, eh?
He said he wanted me to put it all in proper legal shape. You can imagine my amazement when I saw...
That he'd left everything to you, Mr. MacFarlane, just so. Watson, look at this.
Remarkable. You'd never met him in your life before, you say?
Never. He was a queer little ferret-like man. I didn't like him much, but there it was. He'd left me everything.
Did he tell you why?
He said he hadn't any relations, and he'd known my parents in his youth, and he'd followed my career, and so he felt he'd like to do it for old time's sake, and because I was a deserving case.
Oh, quite touching. We underestimate the power of sentiment, Watson. Well, what then, Mr. MacFarlane?
Well, he said there was some title deeds and so forth at his house in Norwood, and that he'd want me to have a look at them too. And he said his mind wouldn't be easy till it was all settled, so he asked me to go out there.
He insisted that it should be last night.
Yes, after supper, he said. He wouldn't hear of anything else. Oh, and I wasn't to mention anything to my parents.
Uh-huh.
It was to be a surprise to them.
Well, why didn't you stay the night at Mr. Oldacre's?
He hadn't invited me, only to look at the papers. I put up at a hotel in Norwood itself. And then, this morning...
One moment. You called on him after supper as arranged, of course.
About 9:30, I'd say.
Who opened the door to you?
I suppose his housekeeper. She was a middle-aged woman.
And I take it she announced your name?
Yes. We went into Mr. Oldacre's study, and he was all ready for me, with the papers all set out beside the safe. We worked in them together till about 11:30.
Complicated papers, Mr. MacFarlane?
No. Rather simple, I'd say, really, though he seemed to think they were very important. We did them all up in sealed bundles.
Most interesting.
So you left him for the night?
Yes. I couldn't find my stick, I remember.
The stick beside the safe, with the blood stains.
Oh, just my devilish luck again. I didn't know anything about it till I read it in the papers this morning in the train back to the city. I came straight on to you from London Bridge, Mr. Holmes. I was terrified. I saw just exactly how involved I seemed to be.
Our man spotted him there, Mr. Holmes, at the station. I had a fellow waiting when I heard he was on his way to his office. I came on here myself to do my duty.
Then you plainly must do your duty, my dear Lestrade. He's yours.
Mr.
No,
Holmes.
now, it's all right, Mr. MacFarlane. I've decided to accept your case.
Oh, thank heaven.
Now, just write your home address on this slip of paper, and then you must go quietly along with the inspector. There's nothing else to be done. I'll do everything I can to help you.
You're wasting your time, Mr. Holmes. I never saw a clearer case. However, if it amuses you...
It does. Though perhaps amusing is hardly the word. Goodbye, my dear Lestrade. Until we meet again, Mr. MacFarlane.
Heaven bless you, Mr. Holmes.
Well, Watson?
Is he innocent, Holmes?
I know no more than you do. There are some odd factors, of course. The writing on Oldacre's draft of the will, for instance.
I see nothing odd in that. It's a bit of a scribble, perhaps.
Just so, but written in a railway train, an express, with only one stop the whole way, but several sets of points on the line.
Yes, but my dear fellow...
It's simplicity itself to an expert. Look at the variations in the handwriting. If I'm not mistaken, this was written in the very train we are about to catch ourselves, Watson. But travelling, of course, in the opposite direction. We go from London Bridge to Norwood. Come along, let us see the home of this respected murdered builder for ourselves.
The house was a modern villa of staring red brick. We found a group of Lestrade's men routing among the ashes of the timber stack, and at the very moment of our arrival, they struck treasure trove, a few discolored metal discs. There was no doubt that they were trouser buttons. We looked in the builder's study, saw the signs of a struggle, the bloodstains, the trail of a heavy object dragged from the ground floor window to the timber yard. It seemed only too clear that Lestrade had a case. There were no other footprints but our clients and the builder's. After one quick glance through the papers scattered from the safe, it was with a furrowed brow that Holmes returned at last to Baker Street. All the rest of that close, thundery day, he moped and pondered. Next day, it was hotter still.
Watson, it's all wrong somehow, all wrong.
You mean he may be guilty after all?
No, I'm certain MacFarlane's innocent. And all my instincts are one way and all the facts are the other.
MacFarlane had so much to gain, of course, a poor young solicitor and a bequest from the blue like that. He might have hoped that the body would burn completely in the wood stack before the fire was spotted, even that the whole house might burn down. And then he'd inherit at once.
And yet he chose the worst night in the world for it. A night when the housekeeper knew that he was there. She knew his name, even. You heard me ask him if she'd announced him. And then there's the will itself. That odd writing on it.
Written in the train by Oldacre, you mean? You still hark back to that?
Yes, on his way to see MacFarlane, scribbled almost illegibly in a swaying railway carriage, and at the last moment... Extraordinary that a man should draw up so important a document so casually. It suggests he might not have thought it very important. It suggests, Watson... Oh, see who that is, my dear fellow. Oh, this heat, this wretched, wretched heat.
It's a telegram, Holmes.
Oh?
Shall I open it?
Yes, of course.
It's from Lestrade. Important, fresh evidence to hand. Advise you abandon case.
Oh, very kind of him.
Wait, there's more. MacFarlane's fingerprint in blood found on wall beside hat stand. Lestrade.
What's that? Watson! Watson!
We're done for, Holmes. He must be guilty. Fingerprints can't lie. You know that. It's the latest science.
Of course they can't lie, thank heaven. And this one means one thing and one thing only, Watson.
MacFarlane's guilt.
MacFarlane's innocence. Get your hat, Watson. We've another journey before us.
My dear Holmes, to Norwood again in this heat?
Black heat this time. MacFarlane's an innocent man. There's mercy still in heaven.
The indolence and dejection fell away from him. Sherlock Holmes was seldom, perhaps, jocose, but when he talked blithely of Lestrade's little crow of victory in the telegram, he was as near to chirruping as I ever saw him. I was to see yet another side of him that day as we sat in the parlour of the humble villa in Blackheath where the young solicitor lived with his parents. Outside, in the hot street, some children were playing. Their voices penetrated into the stuffy little room. MacFarlane's father was away at work, and Holmes listened to the mother with a quiet sympathy.
You must save him, Mr. Holmes. I've heard so much about you and how you help people. You must save him.
Well, I think I can almost promise that, ma'am. There are only a few remaining points to be cleared up.
John would never do such a thing. I just know he wouldn't.
And so do I. And so does Dr. Watson here.
Of course I do, Mrs. MacFarlane. Things look black, but as long as your boy is Mr. Holmes on his side, he's safe enough.
I know, sir. I'm so grateful. It was good of you to call.
Well, I wanted some information from you, ma'am, to help me in my work.
I'll tell you anything I can, Mr. Holmes. There, I'm better now. You must forgive me if I was a bit upset when you came first to talk about him.
Well, of course, of course. It's this Mr. Oldacre, ma'am, the murdered man. Your son told me that you knew him at some time, though he himself had never met him.
Yes, I knew him, Mr. Holmes, when we were both young.
Well, ma'am?
Too well, sir. He was once a suitor of mine. Thank heaven I discovered his character in time.
Oh, really? In what way, Mrs. MacFarlane?
His cruelty, sir. He was more like a beast than a human being.
Oh, indeed?
Oh, I've no sorrow that Jonas Oldacre's dead, Dr. Watson. Only that my boy's been blamed for it.
Your son knew nothing about this old acquaintanceship. Nothing that might have made him, well, bear some grudge against Mr. Oldacre?
No, sir. Dad and I only told him that Jonas was once an acquaintance of ours.
And you yourself have had no communication with him since those old days?
No, Mr. Holmes. Oh, if you'd passed me that little poker box there in the sideboard, I could show you something.
Certainly.
I've never ceased to bless heaven that I married a better man, Mr. Holmes.
Is this the box, Mrs. MacFarlane?
Yes, sir. I broke off with Jonas when I heard how he'd turned a cat loose in an aviary once, Mr. Holmes. Just for a joke, he said. Oh. And the next post, I got this. Do you see?
What? It's your photograph, ma'am.
What he left of it. You see how he cut and slashed it all over.
Oh, a malicious character, this respected builder.
Well, at any rate, he must have forgiven you as the years went on, Mrs. MacFarlane, since he left all his property to your son.
We don't want any of it, Doctor. Not a penny of it, even when John's name's cleared.
Well, there may be little enough to leave in any case, in spite of the fact that Mr. Oldacre was supposed to be so wealthy.
What's that, Holmes?
Well, there's one more question, Mrs. MacFarlane. Do you know of anyone, perhaps from back in those early days, called Cornelius?
Cornelius? No, sir, no one.
I looked over Oldacre's bank statements when we were at his house the other day. There have been several large checks drawn lately in favor of a Mr. Cornelius. His fortune has dwindled considerably.
Ah, blackmail, Holmes?
Possibly. You've been very good, ma'am. We won't intrude upon you any longer.
I'm so grateful, Mr. Holmes.
Oh, it's nothing, ma'am. If only I can clear your son's name, it'll be quite time enough then to thank me. Come, Watson, back to Norwood.
Oh, really, Holmes? Norwood again?
Oh, one thing more, ma'am, before we go. I wonder if you could oblige me with something that I see in your work basket there. That measuring tape. Might I borrow it?
A measuring tape? Why, certainly, Mr. Holmes.
My dear Holmes, what on earth for?
Who knows, Watson? Perhaps to hang the real murderer of Jonas Oldacre. Thank you, ma'am. I'm much obliged to you. Come, Watson. Now, Watson, will you please take the other end? Yes, right into the corner. What do you make it?
7'6½".
Excellent.
Mr. Holmes, Mr. Holmes, I've got you this time, I think.
Have you, Lestrade? 7'6½", Watson?
Mr. Holmes, this is important. Doctor, will you look? On the whitewash there by the hat stand, the thumbprint in blood as MacFarlane took his hat that night.
Yes, it's very clear, I'm afraid.
You can fiddle with that tape measure of yours as much as you like, Mr. Holmes, but you know as well as I do that no two thumb marks are alike.
What? Oh, yes, I've certainly heard something of the kind.
Then will you please compare that print with this wax impression of young MacFarlane's right thumb, taken by my orders in his cell this morning?
I really don't need to, Lestrade. I take your word. But what a providential thing that this young man should press his right thumb against the wall when he was taking his hat from the peg. Such a very natural action when you come to think of it.
Well, he might have slipped or stumbled, Holmes.
Yes, of course. And who discovered this significant mark, Lestrade?
Mrs. Lexington, the housekeeper, this morning.
Oh, not the police. Why didn't any of you notice it yesterday?
Well, with no particular reason to examine the hall very carefully.
Quite so. I must even have missed it myself. However, if you'll forgive us, Lestrade, Watson and I must go on with our measuring.
You beat me, Mr. Holmes, you really do. Here you are measuring a lot of corridors when the case is watertight. And all I have to do is write my report.
Oh, I wouldn't write it yet, you know. Not quite yet, Lestrade. By the way, how many constables have you here on duty?
3.
I wonder if one of them would perhaps kindly fetch me in some straw from the outhouse.
Straw?
I saw some there. Yes, and perhaps you'd ask another to bring a couple of buckets of water. Then all of you meet me on the top landing, say in 5 minutes. I've just one final measurement to make on the floor below.
Oh, come. Another conjuring trick, Mr. Holmes.
Just so, to produce a rabbit. But not out of my deer stalker, you'll be surprised to hear. Will you do it, Lestrade?
Well, if you insist. I never can resist you, Mr. Holmes. 5 minutes, you said?
5 minutes.
On the upstairs landing?
Exactly.
Straw and buckets of water. Well.
Oh, my dear Holmes, poor Lestrade. You are enjoying yourself, aren't you?
Am I, Watson? Well, at least he's quite right that fingerprints never lie. That's why I knew the case was virtually solved when I heard of the appearance of this one.
Solved, Holmes? How?
Because I know it wasn't there yesterday, and John Hector MacFarlane's been in the jail all night. You know my methods, Watson. I examined every inch of the place. Come now, upstairs. Splendid, Lestrade. Yes, that's right, Constable. You just lay the straw there and put down the buckets beside it. Now, Watson, will you kindly open the window so as to drive a draft along down to the end of the corridor?
Mr. Holmes, you'll really go too far.
I assure you I have an excellent reason for everything I'm doing, Lestrade. Thank you, Watson, so much. You have a match?
Yes, I think so.
Well, then set light to the straw, will you?
What's this? Set light to it?
More smoke than fire, Lestrade. Now, gentlemen, if you will all join me in a shout of fire when I give the word...
Fire, Holmes?
Are you all ready?
Fire!
Fire! Fire! Thank you so much. Once again, if you please.
Fire! 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 Holmes, the wall at the end of the corridor. Look, it's opening.
Yes, it's a door, Watson, a cunningly concealed door.
Help!
Look, there's your man, Lestrade, and my rabbit. Gentlemen, Mr. Jonas Oldacre.
I'm choking. I can't see. What is it? What are you doing here? What do you want?
We want you, Mr. Oldacre.
I've done nothing wrong. You can't touch me.
When you've done your best to get an innocent man hanged...
Oh, it was all a joke. Only a joke.
A joke, eh? A deuced queer one, Mr. Jonas Oldacre. Oh, well, I've seen a lot of villainy in my time, Mr. Holmes, but this beats a band, it does. Take him downstairs, Smithson.
Very good, sir. Come on,
It was
you.
a joke, I tell you. I meant to come out in time. You can't arrest me.
Well, I must say, Holmes, I congratulate you.
Thank you, my dear fellow. Oh, it's really too hot a day for a fire. Pray empty those buckets of water over the straw, will you? That's better. Well, it all went very satisfactorily, I think.
Well, you've done it again, Mr. Holmes.
Look, the Latin plaster partitions that he built here to make a little hiding hole for himself at the blind end of the corridor.
Yes, Watson, now you see the advantages of being a builder. He concealed it very neatly. If I hadn't noticed that discrepancy in the length of the corridors from floor to floor, he might have stayed there till doomsday and till MacFarlane had been hanged.
The housekeeper was in the plot, of course.
Yes, of course, to take him food and drink, and to put that thumb mark onto the wall.
But how?
Well, Oldacre evidently wanted the evidence to be cast iron, and I dare say that when they were looking over the papers that night, he got MacFarlane to seal a package of them by using his thumb. Then it was the simplest thing in the world for him to get a wax impression from the seal, prick himself with a pin to get enough blood, and then put the mark on the wall during last night, just to make sure, you know.
It was for revenge, I suppose, on the young fellow's mother.
Yes. Besides, business hadn't been very good for him lately. He'd been speculating, and there were a host of creditors. I saw that from his papers. And so he'd been paying these large checks to Mr. Cornelius.
Himself at another bank.
Exactly. He intended to start life afresh with that money under the other name, to defraud his creditors, and at the same time take his revenge on his old sweetheart by getting her only son hanged for his murder. He's something of a monster, our friend downstairs, Lestrade.
Well, we'll get him on conspiracy at least. He'll be inside for long enough to repent of his villainy. But what about the remains in the woodpile, Mr. Holmes?
Oh, an old suit for the trouser buttons, and for the bloodstains on the stick he'd stolen from the boy, and the charred flesh, some animal, a dead dog perhaps, or a rabbit. Yeah. Make it rabbit, will you, Watson, when you tell the tale someday?
Rabbits it shall be, Holmes. But poor young MacFarlane, no wonder he was nearly mad.
Well, we did our best for him, Watson, our humble best. Oh, it feels cooler at last. I do believe the weather's going to break. Come along, Watson, come along.
And so we returned to Baker Street. And that evening, as we were discussing the case over hock and seltzer, once again the door burst open dramatically.
Mr. Holmes, you've saved my life. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, don't bother to thank me, my dear fellow. Good evening to you. Oh, pray be sure to give my compliments and this tape measure to your mother. A most charming lady.
She'll be the happiest woman in all the world.
Yes, yes. The case of the Norwood builder. Rather curious in its cunning simplicity.
The Adventures